It was late afternoon in a quiet American neighborhood. The streets were calm, the trees swayed gently in the breeze, and families were beginning to wind down from their day. Among them was Emily, a woman who depended on her wheelchair for mobility. That day, as she made her way home from the local grocery store, something unexpected happened. Her wheelchair suddenly gave a loud snap and froze. The right wheel locked up, leaving her stranded in the middle of the sidewalk with bags of groceries on her lap. Panic spread through Emily's chest. She lived a few blocks away, but there was no way she could push or drag the broken chair. That far she tried adjusting the wheel, tugging at the frame, but nothing worked. Passersby noticed, but most only gave sympathetic glances before continuing on with their busy lives. Emily's heart sank. She hated feeling helpless, but at that moment, she truly didn't know what to do. Just then, fate intervened. A pickup truck pulled into the small lot next to the sidewalk. Out stepped a man in his late 30s, wearing work boots, faded jeans, and a grease-stained shirt with his name patch stitched above the pocket mic. He was a local mechanic who ran a small auto repair shop down the street. Mike had spent his entire life fixing broken machines, but what he saw that day was different. He noticed Emily struggling and immediately walked over. "Ma'am, looks like you're having some trouble there," he said kindly. Kneeling beside her wheelchair, Emily gave a small nervous laugh. "That's putting it lightly. I can't get it to move at all." Mike inspected the wheel with practiced hands, his brow furrowing. "Your bearings shot, and the wheel's completely jammed. But don't worry, I've got tools in my truck. Let's see if we can get you moving again." Emily blinked, surprised. Most people would have walked past or maybe called for help, but here was a stranger, ready to get his hands dirty without hesitation. Pulling out a small toolkit, Mike began working. He loosened bolts, adjusted the axle, and carefully realigned the wheel. His movements were precise, steady, and filled with focus. Emily watched in silence, a mixture of relief and amazement on her face. She could tell this wasn't just about fixing metal, it was about restoring her independence. "You're really taking time out of your day for this?" she asked softly. Mike smiled, never pausing in his work. "I fix engines and bikes all day. A wheelchair's no different. Everyone deserves a safe way home." Within minutes, the locked wheel began to turn again. Emily tested it, and for the first time since it broke, the chair rolled forward smoothly. Her shoulders relaxed, the weight of fear slowly lifting. At that moment, Emily didn't just see a mechanic, she saw a lifeline, a reminder that kindness still existed in the world. What she didn't know yet was that Mike wasn't finished. He had plans to make her wheelchair even safer, in a way that would soon move her to tears. Emily thought the mechanic was finished when the wheel began to roll smoothly again. She smiled with relief, thanking him repeatedly for taking the time to stop and help. For her, simply being able to move again was more than enough. But as Mike packed up his tools, he paused and studied the chair with thoughtful eyes. "You use this at night too, don't you?" he asked. Emily nodded. "Sometimes. I work evening shifts at the library, so I come home after dark." Mike leaned back on his heels and frowned. "That can be dangerous. Drivers around here don't always pay attention. Your chair doesn't have reflectors or lights. Someone might not see you on the road." Emily had never thought about it that way. She usually stuck to sidewalks, but there were times when construction or uneven paths forced her closer to the street. The thought of being invisible to drivers made her shiver. "Stay right here," Mike said with a grin. He jogged back to his truck and rummaged through his toolbox. Moments later, he returned with a small set of LED bike lights and a few reflective strips he kept on hand for motorcycles. "These should do the trick," he said, holding them up. Emily blinked in surprise. "You don't have to do all that. Fixing the wheel was already more than enough." Mike shook his head firmly. "No one deserves to feel unsafe. If I can make sure you're visible, then I'll know you're getting home in one piece every night." With careful hands, he attached a bright white light to the front of her chair and a flashing red light to the back. He added reflective strips along the sides of the frame, making the chair shine when headlights hit it. Emily sat quietly, her throat tightening as she watched. This wasn't just to repair, it was an act of pure care, the kind of kindness that left an imprint on the heart. When he finally stepped back, he switched the lights on. The chair glowed in the dimming evening, transforming into something safer and stronger. "There," he said proudly. "Now you've got yourself a set of wheels as road-ready as any motorcycle." Emily's hands flew to her mouth. Tears welled in her eyes, blurring the glow of the lights. I don't even know how to thank you," she whispered, her voice breaking. Mike gave a small shrug, his smile gentle. "Just promise me you'll keep rolling forward." "That's thanks enough." At that, Emily couldn't hold back. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she looked at the stranger, who had not only fixed her chair but also restored her sense of dignity and safety. For someone who often felt invisible, his act made her feel seen, truly seen. As she rolled away that evening, the glowing lights of her wheelchair reflected on the pavement like stars guiding her home. And in her heart, Emily carried a new kind of strength, knowing that a simple act of kindness had changed her life forever.